All right, welcome folks. My name is Michael Huggins and this is our meetup on Zoom. We call it our Zoom Up, and this is to show you and inspire you how to get involved in real estate investing so you can go out there, transform your life, take control, take back your existence so you don't die like a punk. At least that's what I like to say around here. Scott, I'm joined today by my co-host Scott out of Chicago. What's up, Scott?
Oh man, I've been alive now as a punk for 52 years because I'm hanging out with punks like you. I love it, dude. Thank you very much. That's great.
We got an amazing story of transformation today. The guy who embraced our community, our process of real estate, has totally changed how he's engaged in the world of finances, as well as his family and how he's building up his community. So we're really excited to bring that story to you. But before we do that, I just want to let you know that there is a series of videos that you're going to want to go through. So whoever invited you here, you're going to want to get back with them to get the next set of videos. There's an intro, a house tour, or a workshop, whichever one you'd like to come and see. We do almost 200 property tours a year for you to be able to see, feel, touch, smell these properties so that you can start to make that real in your life. So get back to the person who invited you here. Real estate definitely has its own risks. So you're going to also want to be educated, surround yourself with experts so that you don't make avoidable mistakes. How awful would that be to make an avoidable mistake? So link arms with us, stay tuned. And anything else you want to add to that, Scott, before we jump in?
I do. You just want to make sure you're dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and hanging out with a group of people that are doing real estate constantly. It's in their mind on a daily basis. Is where you want to be. And the one mind, your mind, isn't as powerful as the mastermind you can be a part of, which is this community. So
that's right. And we've been able to help thousands and thousands of people in the last decade and a half be involved with what we're doing and creating all kinds of success. So we're going to highlight another one of those stories today. His name is Kevin. He's coming from our Phoenix, Scottsdale area. He's been around for several years. He used to be an entrepreneur for a while. He was doing his own thing. And then someone said, well, why don't you get into real estate? So I'm going to let him share his story, where he came from, what kind of struggle he was dealing with, and then why he decided to get into real estate and link arms with us and what's happened since. So everyone help me welcome Mr. Kevin Lawrence.
Yay!
Thank you. Thanks, Michael. Thanks for inviting me to be on today, and glad to be here. Welcome to everybody. Thanks for, good for you for taking the next, what are we here? 3 hours, Michael? 4 hours?
Yeah, 3 or 4, depends on how it goes. Order some pizza.
So congratulations to you for taking some time out of your day to check in with us and see what this community is all about. And I'm just glad to be here and share my story, man.
Yeah. So what were you doing before getting into real estate, and why were you looking for a change?
Okay, great question. So to start with, I back up a little bit, and I don't know how much of this, Michael or Scott, that you guys know, but I was actually, quote unquote, in real estate back in 2007 before the world blew up. And as a result of that, I lost quite a bit of money in real estate, and I lost my house and a lot of bad stuff.
Wow.
And it's because I, like most people, I wanted to get involved in real estate. I just, had the itch. I knew that you could build wealth if you could do it, but how do you do it? And I went to all what I call the guru programs, the boot camps, the weekend dog and pony shows. I spent a lot of money doing that and never really could find my way in. And then I finally thought I found a place to get started, and then the market shifted and I lost quite a bit of money. And I say it like this is, I knew enough just to be dangerous, but I wasn't around the right people. And I didn't know what I didn't know. And it caused me quite a big problem. So that's when I jumped in the insurance industry. And for 6.5 years, I sold health insurance, life insurance, ancillary products. And I built my own business up doing that. And then that's kind of what brought me to brought me to the community and the education, because I had a very good friend of mine who said, hey, look into real estate investing again. And I told him, bad idea, because look what just happened. And, people lose money in real estate, and it's really risky and all of that stuff. The problem was, I don't say it's a problem, it's a good thing, was that the person who talked to me about this community and about everyone involved here was getting results. And no matter what you say, you can't argue results. And not only were they results, Michael, they were sustained results over time. And then I started looking at it differently, saying, okay, well, if you can do this and you're getting results, I might not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but hey, I got high school and a little college. I figured if I can get plugged into the right community and if I can get the right education, I can make a go of this. And so that's what I did. My wife and I jumped in, and it took about a year for me to transition out of my insurance business to put my full focus into this community.
Okay, so tell us about your first deal.
First deal was a fantastic deal because I was scared to death. and it just made me really nervous. I had excitement and nervous at the same time. So the way it came to me was someone in our community, which is really, being here a couple of years, you just see the power of that develop over time, is when you're in the community, someone came to me and said, hey, there's this house that is owned here in Arizona. That's where I'm from. And the owner is out of state. And so they need to sell the house in order to get the money out of it to help their folks who are, elder care. So the problem is the owner is out of state. The house was in severe disrepair, and they really didn't have the system together to come down here, get it fixed up, put it on the market, get it to market value, and get the full equity out of it they could. So what we did is we made an offer to buy the house from the seller. And I learned this again through my education and with this community. I was able to put together what's called a seller carry. Now, for me personally, this was just life-changing to me because I started understanding finance and money at a different level.
So real quick, was this, since you said you had lost your house, at this time when you're doing this deal, had you already bought a new house or were you renting?
Okay, so yeah, I was able to restructure my life through my insurance business. And I had already bought my house, got my family pretty squared away, ready to move myself up to that next level financially. That's when I got plugged in. So I was already there when I bought this first house that I did.
Okay. And anyway, so continue on, sorry.
Oh, no, yeah, absolutely. So what we did is I negotiated with the owner of the house, what's called a seller carry, which just simply means they're gonna, it's kind of a hybrid. I say seller carry, but it was a really unique situation because what we did is we bought the house from the seller for $100. I know it's kind of weird, but it's like $100. But here's what I did is I put the seller in first lien position because the property was free and clear. So I basically negotiated a dollar amount that I will buy this house from you for X dollars and I will pay you when the house sells. So they knew that I was going to go in, fix it up, bring it to market value, and then sell it. So once that house sold, I would pay them what we put in a contract that I would pay them. In the meantime, I would lien the house and put them in first lien position. So what this did is it protected that amount I owed them. So if I fumbled on the project, if I default, if I didn't follow through, the owner would step in first lien position. They could basically take the house back. So they're 100% secured in their position. And they knew when I sold the house, I would pay them the $47,000 that we agreed on.
And so what did you end up making on that?
So after I paid my contractors, after we paid to sell the house, paid the owner that I bought it from, or the seller, I put $62,000 net profit into my business account.
Nice. And what was the time frame between meeting the group and doing that deal?
Okay, so I got plugged in. Let's see, we picked that up. I closed June 1st. If I recall, it was Memorial weekend, so maybe it was before or after when we closed. And then went to work on it. That 5.5 months later, we closed to the new owner. So it was about 6 or so months before I got
nice.
it. And it took about 5.5 months from beginning to where we closed and actually collected money.
All right, nice. Hey, I got a question for you, Kevin. Listen, one of the things I get from people who are checking this stuff out is, man, it seems like the community is a huge part of why there's lots of success. You have seen the Arizona community evolve over time because you've been a major player and a major leader in that group. Give us an idea about how a person is being helped today in your area or even around the country. I know you guys are moving a lot of stuff online too. How are they being helped by that community out there in Arizona?
Great question, Scott. Thanks. So here in Arizona, every day we have with our community, we have what we call a real estate call. So every day, 8 o'clock, you can get on. We're looking at real deals in real time, not only here in Arizona, but around the country. So that's every morning at 8 o'clock. And then every week we have mastermind groups. And so we go through all the major investing strategies, multifamily, fix and flip, raising private funds, all of those. So it's basically like, hey, we're all going to class and then we get together mastermind around these strategies. We have property tours, and Michael mentioned, we have them here locally every Saturday, and people from around the country and around the world, actually. We've got team members in Canada. We have team members live in Mexico. So they all plug in, and we probably, at least once a day, twice a day, we're going to have webinars people plug into.
For clarity purposes, Kevin, I want you to do this. The property tours, because there are some real estate groups out there that are like, hey, come check this property out so you can maybe buy it from us. That isn't the property tours you're talking about. What are these properties that you guys are actually looking at?
Okay, yeah, so to be
property tour,
these are properties that members of our community have already purchased. They go through how they found it, how they funded it, if they're going to fix it and flip it, if they're going to hold on to it and rent it out. Then they break it down. It's like opening the books and going, okay, here's what we're doing on this property, and here's all the details. So they're not selling it; they're showing what's possible when you get plugged in and what you're able to do.
Okay, I got a question.
I want you guys to be clear. If you're watching,
go ahead, Scott.
Can you hear me or no?
Yeah, go ahead.
Man, I'm on like a delay. I'm like in space on the ISD, the International Space Station, ISS. Okay, so we're talking about actual deals being done by students who may have started just like all of us. We all started in one place. We work on a project. We invite people to come check out the real deals that are being done. That's what you guys are doing on a weekly basis out there in Arizona, right?
Every week, almost every day, Scott. Yeah.
All right. So my question is, in 2008, so you said in 2007 is when you got in your first deal, and in 2008 is when all the mess happened. You lost everything. What would you tell the 2021 version of you to the 2008 version of you?
It's not that bad. You'll live.
You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it.
You're gonna make it. There's life after bankruptcy. No. That's what I would tell myself.
Good, that's good advice, man. That's good advice.
Okay, what would you tell the 2006 version of yourself?
What I would tell this 2006 version of myself is you need more education. You need to know more. And you've got to get around people. Here's the thing. It's not just people, because what I realized with me, I think I did what most people do, is they just kind of figure if I can hook up with 2 or 3 key people and they can show me how to do it, then I'll do it all myself. And that's just a bad way of thinking, I guess. So it's find people who are sincere and who are doing what I want to do. Here's the key, Michael, is people who are living an abundance mindset. Like, there's more than enough business to go around. We're not trying to, and a lot of people I worked with, man, as I look back, I see it, they're just very secretive, holding on to things, people just trying to get the most for themselves. So I think that just my experience, I go back to 2006, Kevin, go, hey, look for people who are really open and honest and just really want to help you reach your goals.
So how many deals have you done now?
I've probably done about a half a dozen deals myself. Right now, looking at purchasing 6 houses in North Carolina. Here's for me what's really important is the ability to think through and to know what I'm looking at. How do I know if this is a good deal? How do I know how to evaluate the very thing I'm looking at? Things like cap rate and cash flow and evaluating the properties and all the nuances with that. It takes a lot to develop that thinking, right? So, and the word I use is to become proficient with that. And it takes a while to develop it. And because of the community, it's a really cool story. So we had a student and a community member here in Arizona, lived in Southern Arizona, developed a good relationship, moved to North Carolina, called up and says, hey, there's a guy out here who's got 6 houses. He wants to get rid of all of them. Would you be interested in partnering with me? Yeah, absolutely. So we've been working on this. Our offer today came through for this call. So I'll be looking at that and evaluating if we're going to buy it. And we're raising private funds and creating, listen to this, ready? A seller carry. So the reality is, with my private money lender and the seller carrying, I have a potential to have a large ownership stake in a 6-unit portfolio with none of my own money and none of my own credit.
Nice.
I don't know. I don't know how do you articulate the power of that, to be able to know how to develop and create something like that?
I can help you. Knowledge is currency, baby. Knowledge is currency.
Yeah.
There you go. Wow. Okay. So now, if I understand correctly, you got the whole family involved in your business operation now. It's not just you, but you got your dad and you got your sons. You got 3 generations inside of these deals. What's that like? What's that like, being able to have that as part of your life?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's legacy, right? I mean, that goes to, I think, what people in their hearts say they want, which is, work from home, impact their family, change generations. And, real estate has the opportunity to do that because it creates income at massive levels and passive levels. To be able to show my kids what we're doing, to be able to bring them onto our projects. I put them to work. I pay them through our company. Because of our tax situation in the States, we're able to deduct up to $12,000 per child every year. So I've got $24,000 tax deductions if I choose to take them. But it's also being able to show my kids how to set up the same thing for themselves. Working with my dad, that's, I don't know. I'm a relational guy. I'm a big relation guy. It's just kind of the way I'm wired. So when I see my folks, I know that I've got some good solid years remaining. So what a gift it is. I get to spend time with them and work with them. Not everyone gets that. So it's awesome.
Right. Right. So building that legacy, man. I love it.
Absolutely.
That's very inspiring.
And, I've got I'm starting this self-directed IRA for my 15-year-old. So he's been saving money and working. He put together what we call a little investment account. So he's up to about $2,000 in that investment account. So I'll put it into a self-directed IRA. I'll take that money and I'll put it into some of the projects I do. And then he gets that return. And just being able to go through those strategies and principles with my children is priceless.
Right. We're fixing America, folks. We're fixing America.
100%. Yeah. And,
Awesome.
and my guys, this too, because you've done it, but people ask, they go, well, where do you get the money and how do you get involved in real estate? So you do have to have money to invest in real estate. It just doesn't have to be your money. And the other day I was looking through my private money lender, and I've been able to put together a list of 9 private lenders that have worked with me in the past and want to work with me again. And I don't know, that's just, for me, it's a powerful thing because you develop a relational, so I develop the relationship. What I've learned, protect my investor, and then get them a return, and voila, they want to do it again with you. So that's a powerful place to be, right?
Nice.
Yes.
Resources.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything to add,
Man,
Scott?
what's next? Let me go over it. I'll tell you what's next. Hey, listen, if you've enjoyed this and you want to make legacy or create a legacy, maybe help your kids out, your dad out, your whole family out, in an industry, can work together and pass on like Kevin's doing, then you want to get back in touch with the person who invited you here and ask them to get you to one of 3 things. You can ask them to get you to a intro meeting, a workshop, or a property tour. Hey, give me an introduction to this group. I want to see what's really going on structurally. Hey, give me one of those property tours that Kevin talked about. You guys are doing them all the time. So how do I watch one of these property tours? 3, get to a workshop. We're constantly involved in education. You can never learn enough. And that's what you should ask whoever invited you. Anything else, Michael?
Oh yeah. By the way, for those of you who are with us live, I mean, we got 80 people here live. So some of you are catching the recording. If you do in time, we have a big workshop coming up on the 23rd. It is going to be by Nathan Tabor. He's going to be going over how to do multifamily fix and flip projects. This is not multifamily buy and hold, and this is not single family fix and flip. It's multifamily fix and flip. And there's a certain process you have to go through if you're going to be flipping 20, 50, 100 unit buildings. And so all the pros and cons, everything there, it is by invitation only. It's not open to the public. So you do need to be invited by the person who got you here to get that private link so that you can join us. There is a cost for us to run the event, but we are not passing that cost on to you. So please show us that courtesy and just show up on time, ready to learn. And it's going to be an amazing day. So get that link and catch some of these previous recordings and schedule a strategy session so you can start getting the benefits that we're currently getting from this. So with that being said, Kevin, congratulations. Thank you so much for being here and
you,
sharing
brother.
your story. And Scott, appreciate your help, man.
Thanks, Michael.
All right, everyone, go kick some butt today.
See you
We'll see
later.
you on the next one. Bye.
Bye-bye.